We were doing 8 hours a day, and those girls, it's why I love them for life. They weren't paid for any of that. Their work ethic was tremendous. And I actually quote it with some footballers, professional footballers that I work with, who don't do 8 hours work in a week. And I talk about those girls. But not only did they do that, I then give them an email programme, which was on a night, and they had to do homework. And Kira said that her dad was complaining and wanted to see me because she'd tore up a garden and all the rest of it. And I said, tell him to bugger off. I said, wait till he sees you in the film.
Whoops. Oh, will you both pack it in? Look at the state of my fuchsias. Alan, when are you going to realise you have a daughter with breasts, not a son?
Paula, please.
No boy's going to want to go out with a girl who's got bigger muscles than him.
And no classically trained actress known for her sensitive suffering would want to play a nouveau riche lingerie shop owner with a football-mad daughter, surely. But Juliet Stevenson did. After featuring in costume dramas like Granada's The Malins, she broke through in 1991 with the lead role in Anthony Minghella's Truly, Madly, Deeply. And in The Search for John Gissing, Stevenson appeared alongside Frank Harper, her on-screen husband in Bend It Like Beckham.
Juliet Stevenson is an actress that we've loved for a long, long time. And, she's done some amazing work on stage and in film. And Grinda thought it would be really fun to see her in a more comic light and to play this character who was, a little bit out of touch with her daughter and trying too hard. And Juliet Stevenson just does a fantastic job.
I was surprised, because actually I'd done tons of comedy at drama school. I was always, shoving on padding and putting on stupid wigs and moustaches and, and playing the fool, actually, a lot of the time at RADA. But I'd by then become very established as a sort of serious classical actress, and I'd been very keen to get out of that box. But nobody had really given me much of a chance to do it. So I'll never to this day know why Gurinder asked me to do it, actually.
And the strangest thing with me was actually having Juliet Stevenson as my wife, because if someone had said to me 10 years before, you're going to play Juliet Stevenson's husband, I would have went, you're fucking mad. She's a Shakespearean actress. What's all that about?
A lot of Juliet Stevenson's dialogue was based on what friends' mothers used to say to me, like, oh, it's your Indian friend from school, she's come to see you, and things like that. And so it was all there, buried deep, and it all just kept flowing out.
You're a lucky girl, aren't you? Because I expect your parents are fixing you up with a handsome young doctor soon, are they? Pretty girl like you.
Mum, stop embarrassing yourself.
You don't mind, do you, Jess, love? Of course not. Now, are you a friend from school or work?
She's a footballer.
To play the role of Jesminder's mother, another unlikely actress was chosen. The youthful Shaheen Khan had cut her teeth in television, appearing in Love Match in 1986. And even though she'd worked with Gurinder Chadha before in the groundbreaking movie Baji on the Beach, this time the director demanded a radical lifestyle change.
I remember it was Bank Holiday weekend, and I got a phone call from Gurinder, and she said, this was before I knew I'd had the part, and she said, I think you should sit down. And I thought, oh, no, she's going to say I didn't make it. So I was all ready for a real letdown. And she said, you've got it. And I just went, oh, great. I was just so excited. And she said, but you've got to eat a lot, drink a lot, and don't sleep at night, because you've just got to look rough, big, and fat. So I was like, excellent.
We turned that poor woman into a monster. When I first introduced her to people, no one could believe that was the mother, because she's such a pretty woman, and gorgeous and sort of, very young looking, and then to turn her into that kind of draconian Indian mother was like horrific.
What family will want a daughter-in-law who can run around kicking football all day but can't make round chapatis? Now exams are over, I want you to learn full Punjabi dinner, meat and vegetarian. What was great was when the film finally came out, of course, all the young women, that was my mum. That was my mum. No, that was my mum. I was like, no, that was my mum. That's it. No more football.
Just your mother is right. It's not nice. You must start behaving like a proper woman. Okay?
In contrast to Jesminder's demanding mother, the role of Mr. Bamra would require quiet understatement. Another surprise choice from Chadha then when she chose Bollywood legend Anupam Kher, a household name in his native India and a veteran of over 200 movies. Kher made his name in Saransh in 1984.
Anupam is very much part of the Indian film industry. You know, he's made fantastic art house films, as they're called out there, as well as very popular Bollywood films.
He has such gravitas as an actor, but it's about finding a new kind of tone and acting style for him. So with Anupam, you know, Gurinder would joke that the first take would always be the Bollywood take, and he would always be a little bit bigger and a little bit more dramatic, and Gurinder would just constantly say, okay, now I want you to not move your hands, and I want you to be still, and everything was always about less, less, less.
For me, it was a difficult job because I'm used to saying my lines in a certain manner. But I think when I decided that, and with the help of Gurinder, it became very exciting to not say anything. And I think that is the strength of father's role in Bend Like Beckham.
I was the best fast bowler in our school. Our team even won the East African Cup. But when I came to this country, nothing. I was not allowed to play in any of the teams. And these bloody Goras in their clubhouses made fun of my turban and set me off packing.
I wanted the film to be a comedy, and I wanted the film to be very entertaining. But as usual, I still wanted to make my points, you know. And one of the underlying stories, of course, throughout the film, you know, is about race and racism and prejudice.
Look, Jess, I saw it. She fouled you. She tugged your shirt. You just overreacted, that's all.
It's not all. She called me a packy, but I guess you wouldn't understand what that feels like, would you?
And for me, that's what really makes it a good movie for me, because it's not just the comedy, it's not just the football, it's not just the girls doing it for themselves. You know, there is a great emotional heart and truth to the film about the disappointments of one generation and how another generation can take those sort of feelings of failure and disappointment and rise with that and stand up and move on to a new level.
I think Bend Like Beckham is definitely Gurinder's most autobiographical film, you know, in the sense that we shot very much in the locations, in the neighborhoods where she grew up. There's a lot of her family in the film, and there's a lot of Gurinder in the character of Jess Bumrah. I mean, Gurinder wasn't a footballer, but in terms of always kind of wanting to step outside of what was expected of a young Indian girl, it was very much Gurinder's story about, you know, she always had a very clear idea of what her dreams were and what she wanted to do, and it wasn't necessarily what was acceptable.
Been so depressed.